Hey everyone, and welcome back for another SES Software live stream. How you doing, Mark? Good to
Hey,
see you.
Alex. What's going on?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. Good to see you as well, chat. Welcome back for another Let's Play episode number 48, is it? I think it is 48. We're working towards that big number 50. If you're joining us for the first time, welcome along. My name is Alex, one of your community managers here at SES Software, and we have Mark as well in the studio, our vehicle production coordinator. It's a bit of a mouthful to say, but how you doing, Mark? I mean, how's your week been so far?
Oh, pretty good. Busy. Yeah.
Yeah, keeping
How about
busy.
you?
Yeah, it's been okay. You had a stream. Well, you weren't on the stream. It was Nemo and Peter, right? Had a stream earlier in the week. They did a ETS2 Let's Play, was it?
They had a driving academy
That's
stream.
right. Yeah.
Where they accomplished how many scenarios, Benny? Just 2 scenarios in an hour.
Two scenario. What
Yeah.
happened? What were they? What?
Well, let's just say that the best driver at SCS had some struggles. So,
Oh, okay. Well, I'm definitely have to watch back on that one. But good to see you all. I've seen a lot of people in the chat getting hyped up for today's stream, and even somebody going as far as saying that they took the day off to watch our stream today. So I hope you're going to enjoy it a lot, chat. I hope you are.
wish I could do that.
Yeah. Chill out for a little bit. Good to see you all. We're going to obviously hit the road and continue our career path here. If you're tuning for the very first time, we've started this profile on American Truck Simulator completely from scratch. And we've been working our way up, and Mark's been putting in a lot of hard work to grow the company, get the drivers going, get a nice fleet of trucks, including this brand new Freightliner, which we now have on our hands. How's the...
Oh, did we lose Alex? I think he was about to ask how the company is doing, so we'll get at that. So our drivers, in typical fashion, are doing quite okay, except for Carol and Will. Last couple, he's not back. They're still under delivering, but last time we Alex?
You can hear me? I'm good.
Okay, now we got you. Yeah.
I don't know what happened. I was talking to myself for probably about 3 minutes before I even noticed we froze, so I apologize. Hopefully we're all still good. Oh, are we not good anymore?
No, I'm just messing with you.
Oh, come on, Matt. Dude, I've never seen you frozen that much before. You got me, man. You got me. That was good. That was good. I saw myself still moving. I was like, wait a minute. What's going on here?
That's funny. That's good. Oh, man. So, we were just talking about our company.
Yes.
Yeah. So, kind of same old. Carell, our producer here, is he producer or programmer? Betty? Okay. Anyways, yeah. So, and Will are both still kind of at the bottom of the daily profits here. But what are we doing for the bank? Where's the? Because we paid off some loan last time, right, with Namiro?
We did, yeah. But we also did get this brand new truck as well, which is looking pretty good. So still 137,000 left in the balance. Oh wait, no, 181,000 to pay off, right?
Yeah, but we can pay it off now, so we'll go ahead and do that. I feel like, didn't we do this already? Oh, and then we took the loan out at the end of last stream because we were going to upgrade that truck, and then we never did. That's what it was.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so we got 39 grand in the bank, and still 5 trucks in the company, 7 trucks in the company. How many trucks we got? 8 trucks in the company.
Yeah, doing pretty well.
Yeah.
You've been putting in the work, Mark. You've been putting in a lot of the work, and it's good to see the growth that we've almost had in almost 50 episodes. So
I want more trucks.
We need to do
more
something
loans.
big for the big 50 milestone. We have to think of something for that, maybe. Maybe we can have a day off or something like that.
24-hour streaming marathon?
50-minute stream? No.
Let's go all load, I guess.
Yeah, sounds good to me. We're going to hit the road. We're going to keep the wheels moving, keep the money coming in. And it's great to see all of you as well, chat. So I don't know where I got cut off at, what point I stopped talking for all of you. But I was saying it was good to see lots of great people in the chat, including some people that have said that they took the day off to enjoy our stream. So Thank you everybody for being here. Also, there was a comment earlier. Ice Gamer 1992 saying, "Nice beard, Mark." People enjoying the winter beard.
I gotta
I like
trim it.
it.
It's getting a little out of hand.
I mean, the thing is though, I've heard. Well, this is what Benny told me before the stream. It's quite cold in Prague at the moment.
It is. It was
So
like -10 last night. It sucked.
That must like provide a little bit of extra warmth around the neck, does it not?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you don't notice
Yeah.
it because it comes on slowly. But then if I were to like shave right now and go outside, I would be in tears. Chat, do we want to do a long haul to Chadron, Nebraska? What do you think?
What do we think, chat?
Or should we do some shorter hauls that pay better per mile? I mean, $55 per mile ain't bad either. Well, immediately they got excited, so let's go for it. Let's go
Yeah, they're loving it. They're loving it. Sounds good. Yeah, a lot of people seem saying they got a bit of snow. It hasn't really snowed at all where I am, which is quite disappointing. I do like a bit of snow.
Yeah?
But winter's been a bit rubbish here. It's been mainly grey skies and just kind of windy, cold weather.
But you guys typically don't really get that much snow, right?
No, I mean, we used to, but now our weather's a bit all over the place. Like, we had a thunderstorm a couple of weeks ago.
Really?
So I don't know. I don't even know what's going on. But sometimes we've had snow in like May time as well, and it's a bit all over the place with the weather system here in the UK at the moment.
Oh. I feel like I wasn't supposed to go this way?
No.
Oh, no, yeah, I'm the right way. Okay.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Yeah.
A bit deceiving, isn't it, on the GPS?
It's right there.
Ooh, there you go.
I'm not like Peter. I don't have 7 of them across my windshield. Go.
Yeah, it snowed like barely here. Lots of snow in Virginia, more than we're used to getting buried. I saw, where was it I saw a video recently? Was it in Houston? Where like they got flooded and then it froze. So the whole street is just like filled with ice and it's just cars fully stuck in ice, like up to like the wing mirrors and above towards the roof.
Really?
In just ice.
Oof.
Or was it Detroit? I saw that in the news recently. That's wild. I've never seen anything like that. Yeah, it flooded in Detroit, like up to like the car roof height, and then it froze in the night.
Jeez.
So, yeah. Or was it a broken water main? Is that what it was as well? I guess that didn't help as well. So, yeah. It's kind of wild. That's kind of wild. Yeah, thanks for all the hellos. I see you, John Crease, as well in our YouTube chat. Hello, hello. Good to see you. We need some Missouri news. People eager for Missouri. Well, we've already had quite a few blogs recently on Missouri, of course. We had the custom-made depots #2 blog that went out on Wednesday, just a couple of days ago, if you didn't check that out already. Oh, that's yesterday, even. It's not Friday yet. Over at blog.scsoft.com. That's a really cool one because we learn a little bit more about the unique depots that we're getting in Missouri. One of them being a dynamite plant, which is quite cool. And I believe to actually deliver dynamite in your trailer, you will need to have the hazardous cargo skill for transporting dangerous goods, which is quite cool. I think that's a really cool feature to have. It's the class 1 explosive skill point to deliver dynamite. But of course, if you don't have that, then there are other things you can pick up from that location as well that doesn't require that point. But I like that. It's very cool. And I think it's especially cool that the subsidiary is going to be quite a fun name as well, because it's under the parent game company of Namek. So I believe they're calling it Dynamic, which is pretty cool.
Was that the...
Yeah, the name of the dynamite plant in Missouri.
Ah.
So it's under the parent company, a subsidiary of Namek, which is one of our in-game companies, but they're calling this one location Dynamic. For dynamite. I like it. It's clever. So yeah, Missouri news, if you want it, head over to the blog. That's where you'll find all of the latest news. And of course, we'll be releasing more in the near future for sure. And definitely an exciting state to get to. Not a state I've ever visited in real life. Have you been to Missouri before, Mark?
I've been many times.
Anything?
Many times.
Anything you like about Missouri that's kind of stands out to you there, or is there something you kind of dislike about Missouri?
I hate with a fiery passion driving up and down Interstate 44.
Okay.
There's a lot of like rolling hills, and we're typically loaded pretty heavy. And for a long while there, I was hauling food grade tanker. So when anytime you're like shifting on the hills, the fluid's bouncing around in the trailer, and you're losing a lot of momentum.
Right, right.
So I hate driving 44. We used to go to Washington, Missouri a lot, so we'd run 44 just for a few miles, and that was okay. I mean, it's fine. But when you're running all the way from like right from St. Louis down into Joplin, there, it's kind of a pain of a drive. Just these rolling hills, and it's not even so much that the hills themselves are bad. It's fighting the other drivers, because you'll pass a guy on an uphill, and then on the downhill, he gets like a little extra momentum. So then he's beside you, and then he blocks you in when you come up on another slow truck, just for him to slow down on the next hill. Just kind of lots of dumb stuff like that. But,
you know what? I never really envisioned Missouri as a hilly state.
It is. It really is. It has a ton of rolling, just these rolling hills on 44.
Oh, okay. I never knew that. I've always envisioned it as I've always thought of Missouri as like flat, but just lots of forests. That's how I envision Missouri. I don't know why. I'm not sure why, but I don't really know too much about. Maybe I need to go visit one day.
I think there's a lot more hills in a lot more of the U.S. than you would think. Like Nebraska, for example, the east side of Nebraska actually has some pretty intense hills too. Not for very long, just for a few miles. But when you think of Nebraska, you just think of flat and you think of corn. But there's some gnarly hills there as well.
Yeah.
Coming into if anyone from Decatur, Nebraska, shout out. There's some pretty good hills around there.
Good if you like skateboarding or something like that, you know. Get up those hills. Yeah, no, I don't know. We'll see. But that makes me even more excited for Missouri. Of course, we'll be showing more off in the near future about that as well. And if you haven't already, add that to your Steam wish list as well. It really does help support our releases. And I know many of you have already. So thank you. We appreciate all of your support, everybody. The Parallax news is fantastic as well. Yeah, we've had some pretty good under the hood blogs recently, and you can expect more of those in the future. I know they're not for everybody, that these more technical blogs, but I'm glad to hear you like the Parallax Interiors one.
We generally get pretty favorable feedback, because I think it seems like people quite like to put like a kind of face to the team, right? Faces to the team, so to speak, who's working on the stuff.
Yeah, because we just had the one recently about the cargo system being redefined, which is very interesting. A lot of people were quite excited of what that could then, you know, of that in the future. There's a lot of speculation on the forums and stuff. I saw a lot of people getting quite excited over that one, but that is a really cool read as well. And then of course we had the Parallax Interiors one as well, which is, you know, a technology a lot of you might already know about or have seen, but maybe didn't realize that's already been featured in our Winterland event, as well as in some other areas as well. But that was quite cool. I wrote that one myself, and I had to say, of course, I know about Parallax Interiors, but not in so much of a technical sense. So I had to learn it all myself. But then before then, I could write about it, which was quite interesting to do. So I'm glad to hear that you enjoyed the read. You would like to see a video version of it? Ooh, video version of SES Under the Hood. That would be interesting. It might be a bit of work to do, especially for maybe those whose English isn't their first language, but who knows, maybe in the future.
Yeah, for some of our colleagues, it's just a miracle if we can get a picture of them, let alone getting them to yeah. It's like video. You know, obviously they're not obligated of anything to put themselves forward for a blog or appear in one, so we obviously respect their decision and their privacy online as well, since that's such a big thing these days about safety and everything. So well, I think a lot of it, I think it's just kind of shy to be in front of the camera. I mean, look at Benny. We've been screaming at him for a Benny cam for a year now, and still nothing.
We did limited time. Who remembers there was, for a very limited time, there was a Benny cam.
Yeah, I think like
I remember
two streams we had it.
There was a couple of times where we just had this little, and it would just be like random. He would just suddenly appear, like, there he is, you know.
Yeah.
So, and that's it. So, yeah. Do you know what I think we should do? I think it'd be a fun idea. I don't know if this is possible in any way, right? Have like a camera that moves around the office to somewhere different each week. So instead of having one set like Benny cam, we have like, oh, here's leftover pizza camera in the kitchen, or here's a. Oh, here's a simulator camera. Oh, where's the camera today? Oh, it's on the desk of the studio.
Okay.
I don't know. Something silly. I don't know.
Where am I supposed to be going here?
How you going? Yeah.
I guess here? Yeah, we're gonna go with here and hope we, yeah, okay.
Yep, it looks good. It looks good.
We got the hammer down a little bit here. Hope nobody's gonna
That's
be a
it.
snitch.
That's all right. That's all right. Okay with it. But yeah, chat. How have you all been? How's your trucking times on the road been going? Have all of you completed your Cupid's Express personal event? I think that ends not too long, actually. I think next week. I think you have until to complete that event.
We checked.
The 26th.
What's the progress at?
Oh, it's completed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it got done, but I actually didn't look to see what day it happened, because didn't we have a bet of like if it would be Sunday or Monday?
Yeah.
Chat, did you any of you catch on which specifically what day that was? I have a feeling it was a Sunday. I think it was. But it's good to see so many of you completed it. Thank you everyone for taking part in that. And we hope that you like the rewards as well. Of course, you still got time for that. You got 6 days left to still complete your personal goal, which will earn you those rewards as well, because obviously the community one is complete. Sunday evening or earlier. Okay, so it was Sunday. Nice one.
Okay.
Nice one. Very, very cool. Of the event done day one. And of course, you can continue trucking with those loads as much as you like. Just because you hit the goal doesn't mean you have to stop trucking with them. You can still do deliveries after that as well. So I think it was Sunday. 2 to 3 left to do on Monday. Fair enough. Fair enough. Another thing I actually want to point out as well. I put out a post a few days ago asking people how many miles they've put into their trucks. Like, what truck do they have the most miles in? We had some impressive numbers come in. One of the ones that I retweeted, they put in 1.9 million kilometers on their Scania in Euro Truck Simulator 2. Yep, 1.9, and they even showed that it wasn't edited or anything like this. They legitly have done like everything since the start, and their goal is to reach 2 million, so they're not far away. They want to put 2 million kilometers on that, which is insane.
You know, I was the kind of guy, the kind of player that would like constantly buy new trucks. Especially I was using like a lot of mod trucks and like that, and I was always trying to experiment something new and stuff like that, right? But there's one guy who I've been following. We're in some of the same Facebook groups together and all that, and he's been driving the same slammed silver Peterbilt for like 6 years. He won't drive anything else. That's the only thing he drives, and I like respect the hustle so much.
Yeah, I would like to know how many miles or kilometers he's done on his truck.
Right?
I'd be wanting to know. Most definitely. Air Cruise has 27,000 miles on their Mac. Okay, very nice. Do you know which of your trucks had the most miles from your company back in the day, Mark?
In real life?
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
I know it's a bit of a hard question to remember. So.
My truck had about 2.6 on it when I parked it, million kilometers. But I feel like, I mean, it was the oldest truck in the fleet, so yeah, that's the one with the most. I mean, we got that 1989, the blue one, but I don't think we really know the real mileage on it because we bought that truck like third hand.
Got it. Yeah.
So who knows what the true reading should be, right?
So when it comes to a truck that has that high of a mileage, like obviously maintenance is going to be a thing. Obviously checking over, everything's still ticking over and still going good with that many miles. But so how do you know when to kind of like retire is the real question, or does he just keep going till it breaks?
If you take care of the truck, you can just keep driving it forever.
Really?
Stupid scale wants us to pull in. Yeah, so I mean, they're built differently than cars, of course, right?
Yeah,
a lot of parts that are not serviceable on a car are serviceable on a truck. And the way they build the components, they're usually like a lot of it's third-party manufacturer, and they've been making the same part for 50 years. You know what I mean? So when you need to replace a bushing, you don't need some super specific bushing that they only made for like a certain number of cars or something like that. It's like it's the same bushing. They've been putting in the same springs for the last 75 years, right? So it's always easy to get parts and stuff like that for the most part. But like I'll say that truck of mine, that 2003, drives better than most 5-year-old trucks on the road. And that truck
Really?
at this point is 22 years
Okay.
old. So it's just all how you maintain it and stuff like that. I would trust that truck to get in it and drive another 1,000,000 kilometers with it tomorrow.
Shucks.
You know, of course, you'll have to spend a little bit of money on maintenance along the way, but
Mm.
generally, I would say once you hit like 5 to 7 years old with a truck, the cost of maintenance isn't really any different, whether it's 5 to 7 years old or 25 years old.
Mm-mm.
The only real difference you get with the much older trucks is you can get into like rust issues, like especially the old steel cab trucks, you know, rusting. There's just nothing you can do about that. It's just something that comes with age and abuse, right? But
Yeah, but that's interesting to know that it's not so much usually the parts that are the problem. It's just like the actual frame of the truck itself or the chassis, like that.
the frame
wear
is
down
okay.
with rust
So
or-
we have something called double frames and triple
Oh,
frames
okay.
even. So the frame rails on the back of the truck, it's like kind of just like a C-channel frame, right? There's two of them, one on either side, and they're bolted together with cross members. And it's just a straight piece of channel from front to back. And that in and of itself is pretty well bulletproof. It's like heat treated, so it'll like rust, but it'll never rust through like a car. You know what I mean? Like we're talking thick
Right.
3/8 inch frame rail, right? When you have the double frame or the triple frame, that's like putting 3 frame rails together or 2 frame rails together. They can do what's called rust jacking. So the corrosion can start in between the frame rails and kind of jack them apart, they call it. So when you get a gap bigger than, I think, 1/4 inch, maybe it's half an inch, DOT will write that as a safety issue and take you off the road. So that's really the only issue you can have with the frame, besides like a crack or something like that can really cause you a problem with the truck. The rust issues actually usually come either from the cab itself, which is usually not a structural thing, but still it's just like it's a cancer you have to cut out and re-weld new steel in, right? Or occasionally you can run into issues with axle housings. They're the rear cover, I guess you would call it, of the banjo. It can be actually quite thin metal. So you can end up having to replace a banjo, which can be like $10,000 to $12,000.
Oof.
Yeah.
Expensive,
that's
but
just-
when you think about it in the long run, though,
Well, and if you maintain it, you know, you keep the paint on it and maybe do some kind of anti-corrosion treatment to it, like we do Crown in Canada, then hypothetically you should never run into these issues, right? For like decades and decades.
which is pretty incredible. I mean, just thinking about the amount of time it spends on the road, you know, just built to last like that, which is fantastic, really. It's really, really cool. Got a question coming in here from Kurt. How many fuel filters did you go through in a semi? I don't know. I mean, how often do you replace that?
So we're replacing fuel filters about every 12,000 miles or 20,000 kilometers, which is when we do oil changes on those old cats. Typically not any more often than that, but there are the occasional times when you'll start to gel up because the diesel gets so cold, and you'll have to replace a fuel filter just because it gets all gunked up with the with like the little waxy balls that you get from the gelled up diesel. So gone through a lot of fuel filters. That said, I mean, do the math. 2.6 million kilometers divided by 20,000 kilometers is several hundred fuel filters for sure.
Many.
Yeah.
At least 5. Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting to know. It's interesting.
That's why these trucks last so long too. Like our trucks is we don't use any fancy oil additives. We don't use any kind of tricks or nothing like that. You see a lot of guys pushing like you know, fuel additives, oil additives and all that.
Premium, yeah.
Yeah, we do nothing. We just change the oil every 20,000. That's it. You know,
Oh, wow.
when you're running these trucks as hard as you can, like I've heard guys saying that they make their oil last like 100,000 kilometers and stuff like that. I just don't buy it. When you're putting the oil through that many heat cycles and stuff like that, I don't know. We've always changed it early, and we always get really good life out of our engines, like over 2 million kilometers. So
makes sense. You got to look after it, to get out of it. So
exactly,
makes complete sense. Makes complete sense. Really quickly, I forgot to address this at the start. Yeah, someone did give the answer already, but a lot of people were confused in our Twitch chat over at Twitch. Like, where's the watching streak gone? Or where's the channel points gone? Unfortunately, our partner tick seems to have disappeared. I couldn't tell you why. I was like,
I'm blaming Peter.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, we had like a special partnership with Twitch where we didn't have a subscription button, so we didn't want you subscribing to the stream or giving us money or anything. We're just here to chat with our communities and support you guys. You already do a lot to support us. So obviously with that came the partner perks and stuff, but for some reason that's just suddenly gone without really too much knowledge why. So hopefully we'll get it back soon, but unfortunately that does mean the perks that came with that, like the channel points and stuff like this, have suddenly disappeared with it as well. So I do apologize about that. I wish I could bring back those things for you and bring back your streaks, but yeah, I'm very, very sorry. Hopefully we'll get that back pretty soon. Hopefully Twitch will be on it. If not, we plan to start a protest. Gonna go to Twitch headquarters, tell Jeff Bezos. This is Amazon, right? I think Amazon owns Twitch. So yeah, cancel your Prime subscriptions. We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. I'm sure they'll get it sorted. We've emailed Twitch to hopefully get our partner badge back at some point soon, and then get those perks back with it as well. And hopefully, I don't know if that means the channel points will be reinstated as well or not. We'll see. We shall see. But yeah, apologies folks, just to keep you updated on that and why that is. So yeah, but in the miles on the new Freightliner, looking good on the road.
Yeah, we're getting good fuel mileage with the two. I mean, 75 miles an hour, and we're getting 7 miles to the gallon. That's like pretty insane.
That's really good.
Yeah,
it's really good. Makes all the difference on these long hauls for sure as well.
Oh yeah,
most absolutely. Nice truck. I agree. It is a nice truck. Everyone enjoyed it.
I don't know about those
so
hood
far.
mirrors though.
Yeah, I'm surprised you put those on.
Man, Air Cruise has been asking for like a year for me to put hood mirrors on a truck. He's always so polite in chat, and I thought, all right, I'll finally do it. But I can't even see them. I'm sitting too low in the seat here. Like,
yeah.
My hat's blocking them over there.
What? So the way you have it set up right now,
Mm-hmm.
would you say this is kind of like a realistic POV for you when you're driving?
Pretty
Real
much,
life, or
yeah.
is
I sit
pretty
right
much-
on the floor. I hate having air in the seat. I know it's like such a super trucker stupid thing to say, but when there's air in the seat, I feel like I'm just like bouncing all over the cab. I had some Bostrom low pro seats that had like a stiffer spring in them, so I actually ran with air in those seats. You had to. I mean, you couldn't even see over the dash without them. But like typically when I have like a normal air ride seat, doesn't matter what manufacturer it's from, I feel like when I have the air in the seat, every time I go over a bump, I'm like kind of bouncing around. And I mean, trucks nowadays ride so good that you can sit on the floor and it still feels as comfortable as most cars, I would say. If I was driving an old Mack truck with spring ride or something like that, like spring ride rear suspension, then I'd probably definitely have air in the seat. But I mean, these modern trucks, they ride so smooth that I typically sit right on the floor. Yeah.
That's one thing I do love about trucks. Their seats are always super comfy. I mean, I get why, obviously. You're going to be sitting in them for hours and hours. They need to be the best of the best. Give you good support and everything like that. But, yeah. Like, when I go back to my old Toyota, I'm like, man, it's just not the same. It's not having a nice big seat to sit down on in your car and chill out with as well. So, oh, boy.
Someone's asking what engine manufacturer I prefer, but I guess they can't see the hoodie.
I was going to say, I'm surprised you're not wearing the hat as well today.
It's there. It's on there. It's just really dark writing. Yeah.
Is that the dark version of it?
Yeah.
Okay. That's nice, man. It's nice that you got a lot of merch. I didn't even realize they did like merch and swag. Is it something they sent you? Or is it something you bought?
Oh, I pay good money for this stuff. I even got
Yeah.
the cat boots on. Benny, could we do a close up on the cat boots?
We need a boots camera on that.
Right?
You got cat boots, cat cap, cat hoodie. What you're missing is like some jeans or something from Cat. They do 'em.
Right, some cat underwear, cat socks.
Yeah.
But
full
yeah, we've had cat engines. I mean, that's something my dad started doing before I was ever driving truck. When I was still in kindergarten, just drawing pictures of trucks in my notebook. My old man's always been running. Speed limit dropped quite a bit, and we're flying.
We're speeding through.
My pedals just slid away from me too. Yeah, he's been running cat engines in his trucks for years. He started out driving Macs with Mac engines in them, and but his first truck he bought that didn't crash after 6 days was old Ford LTL 9000 with a 425 cat, and he had really good luck with it, got good fuel mileage with it, good power. So the first brand new truck he bought was a truck with a 3406E cat, and then he ordered the Pete with a 610Z cat. So it's just, we've had good luck with them. We keep running them. So I was raised in the things, so I'm just a fanboy through and through. Yeah.
Just get you to like a cat factory or something to do like some sort of SES on the road. Send you
I wouldn't be able to
headquarters of
talk.
cat.
I'd just be sitting there like a fat kid in a candy shop, man. Just
That
like,
would be even better though. I mean, I'd
Yeah.
want to see that happen on YouTube. We need to organize that trip. Get you out to like cat headquarters and they show you around. I think that'd be a really cool episode. I
that'd
think
be
that'd be a lot of fun. Benny, make it happen. Yeah, write it down. It's on you, Benny.
Yeah, I don't know. There's something about like I've had other trucks too. I've had a couple other trucks with Packars in them, and they were decent motors too. Obviously, both trucks with DEF and emissions and stuff like that, right? I've driven Freightliners with Detroits. I've driven Volvos with Volvo motors. Cummins. I've had a Kenworth W900 for a while with a Cummins in it, and I mean, the Packard, it's a 13-liter engine, so of course it's not going to compare to like a 15-liter Cat quite the same way. They're kind of in different leagues and for different things. Like the Packard got like amazing fuel mileage and stuff like that, but it just didn't really have that grunt that the Cat has. And the Cummins was, anyways. So yeah, the Cats, they're just like nice engines to drive. The fuel mileage isn't great, generally speaking, but they work. They just go to work and make money. I never had any downtime with a Cat engine at all. I'm a 100% fanboy convinced by their product. I wish they were still making better, engines,
right?
But
You said they sound better, right?
Oh, they sound good. They sound good. But you can make any truck sound good. You throw a set of 5-inch straight pipes on a Detroit and they bark. It's pretty good too.
I was gonna say, but I do wonder in my head. I'm thinking, is it somebody's job at like the engine factory to like make engines sound a certain way? I understand that some, like, obviously for like car driving stuff, maybe it's quieter or louder or whatever, but I wonder if it's the same for like trucks. If there's somebody that like, it's your job to make this sound like a good engine. I've always wanted to know that. Or if they just put it together and like, well, that's the sound and that's the sound sort of thing. Or is there like little tweaks they make to it to like give it that purr or whatever it is?
I don't think so. I think it's just kind of is what it is.
Yeah, I think I thought so too, but I want to find out, right?
Yeah.
If that's the case, give it like a signature sound that kind of like people know if it's a Ferrari, right? They know it's a Ferrari. They hear the sound of it on the Lamborghini. They're the same for trucks.
A lot of the noise actually comes from the turbo, believe it or not. The way the turbo vanes are, or whatever, like the internals of the turbo, can really affect the exhaust note of the truck. Then, of course, the exhaust routing is going to be different for every truck model. I don't think when they're putting the trucks together, they really don't care that much about how the exhaust routing is going to affect the sound of the truck.
Yeah. That's very, very true. Sound on engines is mostly driven by the exhaust system. They are loud without the exhaust system on it. Okay. There are even sound engineers for doors, hoods, and everything else. See, I've heard about this, especially more so in car manufacturers, that they're like sound engineers trying to design ways or create ways how a door sounds when it's closing, so it's like satisfying or nice for the customer.
I don't think they do anything like that for trucks.
Just slam it, boom.
Yeah, just bolt the pipes on it and send it down the road.
Yeah. That's interesting though. They do have sound designers for electric cars. They create the engine sound. I've heard about this. I've heard they've had to like intentionally make some. Isn't there like a law where like cars have to produce a certain amount of sound?
Yeah, like below a certain
Right.
speed, they have to
Yeah.
and they produce a little bit of noise. These electric cars to like warn pedestrians.
Yeah,
They'll
because
sneak
otherwise
up
it's
on them.
just super dangerous. Yeah. So, and that I completely understand. That's a safety thing, right? It's not really a thing of like you need to sound good.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, that's interesting. And then I've seen people even like get this little gimmick for their car that you can plug into your car, and it like makes a sound of a different car, but only from the inside, like through your speakers. So as you rev, it makes the. I've seen it online. People like some people do genuinely drive with that to make their cars sound a little bit better in their own ears. But yeah, I don't think I would get myself anything like that.
I think there's some electric car manufacturer that like offers that from the factory, don't they? You can like make your car sound
probably
like a
Tesla or
spaceship
something like
and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
I believe a car in Europe needs a backup noise, but no forward noise movement.
No, they definitely have forward noise.
No.
I've heard them here in Prague.
Yeah.
They got that little like almost sounds like metal on metal, kind of like or like marbles in a jar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's quite an interesting one. For electric trucks, other indicator sounds are sometimes required because the standard indicators are too loud. Is that a thing? I did not know that.
That wouldn't surprise me if you're inside an electric truck. It's a much quieter environment, right? You probably don't need like super loud turn signal relay.
You just don't think about these things, right? It's like it's always been one way, but when they've come like used a car that's pretty much silent, they have to kind of think of all these new little safety things for sound and the safety of the passenger and the driver as well.
Mm-hmm.
In Europe, all electric cars need to have artificial sound up to at least 56 decibels until they reach 20 kilometers an hour. There you go. That's the law. I knew there was something like that. So, the new electric Dodge Dayton makes fake engine noises. Oh, really? I don't think I've even seen that. EV Dodge Dayton.
What is it called? Dodge what?
Dodge Dayton? Dayton? Dayton.
Dayton.
I've
not even heard of that. I've been a little kind of off the grid when it comes to like new vehicles and stuff like that. I've been a little uninterested lately. Now that I can't go buy one. Stuck in Prague, having to use public transit.
The trams aren't like horrible, but
no, honestly, like the transit's good, but it's like it's so impractical to buy a car here.
It is. It was the same when I was in London. I didn't even bother like taking driving lessons because just you have public transport everywhere, and then it's expensive to drive in the city and just a hassle to park anywhere. So, yeah, I'm just looking at that Dodge Charger, the electric one. Interesting front design they went with. It's kind of like, I don't know, just one long LED bar.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of like a more modern Knight Rider. Like a long LED bar at the front.
I think they got into an accident over there.
Uh-oh. You rear-ended him? on the railroad as well? It's not the best place.
Oh, no, it's just those are the gates for when the winter weather's really bad, they close the highway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But we're going to have to snake our way around here.
See if we can't get around them. There's a little bit of space there. Should be okay. Not sure why these guys have stopped, but...
Oh yeah.
Air crew saying they saw a Tesla Cybertruck. I haven't seen one in person. I think you guys got to see one at IAA, right? There was one there? No.
Not at IAA, but Benny, we saw a Cybertruck somewhere in the US, right? Didn't we? Yeah, I think we did. Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't really have a scale for size of them or how they're running. I don't know how popular they are. I mean, is it quite a regular thing out there now in the States?
Not really. They're like still somewhat rare. I saw a couple on the highway when I was trucking in January there. They're not that big. I feel like they're like the same size as like a typical 3/4 ton pickup truck. maybe even a little bit smaller than that, but definitely bigger than like a half-ton pickup, like a typical F-150 or Ram 1500.
Yeah, I've always just thought about like, yeah, they're nice and shiny in when they're showing it off in the presentation and modern and fresh, but these are truckers. They have to go out in all weather, all terrain, winter, shine. Like these things need to be built to last, sort of thing. And yeah, I don't know. I felt like the Cybertruck is almost too nice of a truck to be used as a workhorse. So I don't know. I just
Yeah, I
I'd be
don't know.
interested to know. I'd be interested to know how those drivers are getting on with them.
Someone's
Most of them
asking
are
if
released
we're
in
real-life
Texas,
truck
I think.
drivers. Alex, you've driven truck in real life, right?
I don't know if that qualifies me to be a truck driver, I'll be honest. I've driven a truck in a closed parking lot in the UK. I have not done anything else. It did have a trailer, which did have some things in it, so, you know, there is that.
Was it right-hand drive or
um,
left-hand drive?
It's made for UK roads, so...
It was a UK truck? No, it's not
Yeah,
a real
UK
truck.
truck.
No.
What do you mean it's not a real truck?
It's driving on the wrong side, man.
That's what we drive on over here. If I drove on the other side, it'd be illegal.
I
I
guess.
wouldn't be able to do that. Yeah.
Yes.
So no. I would like to get more hands-on experience behind the wheel of a truck. I haven't had the opportunity to do so. Maybe in the future, who knows? Maybe we can make that an SES on the road episode. I can do the real life driving academy. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
But Mark, different story. For those who don't know Mark, maybe Mark, you can introduce your previous career with the stream.
14 years driving truck before I came
There
to
we go.
SCS software.
14 years. Many millions of kilometers.
Lots of sad burgers eaten by myself in the cab of my truck, missing my friends and family.
Yeah, I mean, but with that comes a wealth of knowledge,
Yeah.
which is always great to have on hand, of course. So,
You know what I can
That's what we
proudly
got to
say,
have.
since I see Air Crews there in the chat?
go on.
Proudly, I never owned a truck with hood mirrors on it. This is the first time it's ever happened. Right there.
There it is. Virtually with mirrors. That's funny. Seriously, Mark, says Air Crews? Seriously?
Never once. I've driven a few, like when I was company driver. My Mac, old Mac Pinnacle setback axle. That truck had a set of hood mirrors on it, but none of my Kenworths ever did. None of my Peterbilts never did. Yeah, actually, I don't think we have a single truck in my dad's fleet that has hood mirrors. One truck came with them. We took them off like day one. It was a used truck we bought.
Get him out of here.
Yeah, no, we're not dealing with that. You know, it's funny. Like my old man, he hates hood mirrors, but he keeps putting idiot sticks on trucks. Like
Idiot
every time I
sticks?
turn my back, another truck has a set of idiot sticks on it. You know what those are?
Not really, no. Do tell
Okay,
me.
so some, I think a few of the trucks in the game have them. Can you put them on the Kenworth? Yeah.
Oh, these are these called idiot sticks?
That's what I
that
call
not an
them.
official? It's not an official term, right?
No.
What's the official term?
Rookie bars?
Rookie bar. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So-
I just thought they were for looks. I'm not gonna lie.
The
I thought
idea
they're
is
just
that
aesthetic.
the idea is that the hood is so long that the driver needs this little kind of marker to see where the corner of his truck is. I hate them. I hate the look of them. They can be kind of like a classic look, right? Like that's something old school guys used to do. But personally, I hate them.
I always thought it was aesthetic. I thought it was like, this is cool. Add more lights. It's got LEDs on the top.
It's supposed to be a
Is it-
safety thing, yeah.
It's supposed to be a safety thing. I never knew that.
And we all know I'm completely anti anything safety, so
That's crazy. There you go. I learned something new today. Man, I should take those off my truck. People think probably I'm new driving. I think I do actually have them on one of my trucks in American Truck Simulator.
Oh, yeah? I mean, hey, if you like them, run them. You know, if they help you see the corner of your truck.
I was just throwing everything on there, so I didn't know. I did not know. Mark, what is the most dangerous cargo you've ever carried? There's a question.
Steel coils. Did a lot of steel coils. sulfuric acid.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, those two would definitely be the most dangerous.
Did you have a hazmat license? Someone's asking. Ice Game is asking, actually.
So, for the sulfuric acid and me being Canadian, I didn't have to have like the hazmat endorsement that they do in the US.
Oh, okay.
Because of the type of sulfuric acid it was like food grade, I guess, somehow. I don't know. But I had the placards in the trailer, but I don't have a hazmat endorsement or anything like that for the US. I don't know. It gets kind of goofy. Like, there's a lot of things that American drivers need to have that we don't need to have as Canadians, even when we're operating in the US. Like, we don't have to have like doubles or triples endorsement as a Canadian, but in the US they do.
Would that then actually favor for companies that actually base themselves in Canada because of that reason?
Yes and no. You can't do cabotage, right? So you can't go down to the US and just haul freight around the US. You would still need American drivers for that. So I would say like it doesn't really end up affecting anything.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the
I
coils,
just thought maybe if it's like a bit easier, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The coils are everyone always gets really freaked out about them because they look like they could like roll through the cab, and you see those videos from Asia and stuff like that where they don't chain them down at all, and the guy hits the brakes too hard and the coils just go rolling right through the cab of the truck. Mm-hmm. I mean, we chain them all down. I've never like been worried about it, but that said, I have heard stories from guys I know and respect where they can rip the chains right off the trailer and kind of do their own thing. So you got to be a little kind of careful when you're driving with them. Be a little smart. You can get away with a lot more when you have like a load of angle iron sitting low on the deck. You can pretty much drive it like your Max Verstappen because all your center of gravity is nice and low. When you got that big coil on not only is the weight high, but that trailer, the aluminum trailer, the flatbed will kind of twist and all that, right? So you go around a corner, it's not even a matter of just your center of gravity being higher. The trailer could actually twist itself over, just from the weight of that coil. So, yeah, you kind of got to, depending on the load you got on, you got to sort of change your driving habits a little bit.
Style, yes, to be a bit more cautious and careful, especially with the way you brake and
exactly, yeah,
kind of habits like this as well. So, yeah, sitting low down. You mentioned, did you say Mark Verstappen? Or you say Max Verstappen when you said?
I think I said Max Verstappen.
Okay.
Did I?
Because we got Mark Verstappen in the chat as well.
Yeah.
So he's a low rider too. Actually, speaking of racing, right? We've spoken a lot about F1 recently, but I know you love your NASCAR.
Yes.
And I don't know, is it off season at the moment, or what's going on with NASCAR?
No, we just had the Daytona 500 last weekend, dude.
How did I miss that? Is that
what?
That's usually the biggest one of like the year, right? Or
it's the Super Bowl of NASCAR right there, good buddy.
I was gonna say that's like a huge thing. What time was that on?
What time was it on? Like 2 in the morning or something? I don't know.
Oh, that's probably why I missed it then.
Yeah.
I was probably sleeping. How did that go? How did Daytona? Did you watch it?
I did not watch it because I was fast asleep. But who won it? Did Byron win it? William Byron? Anyone know in the chat who won the Daytona 500?
Daytona 500. And can I ask? This is gonna be a really stupid question, right?
Yes.
Why is it called the Daytona 500? I know it's held in Daytona, but why the 500 part?
Because it's 500 miles of racing.
God, I've always wondered. I knew it's a stupid question, but like I've always wanted to know like why the numbers on the end, what the reason is. So that makes complete sense. Okay.
All the tracks, like is the Pepsi 400 and all that. It's all the miles they do. So not the laps of the race, but the miles they do across the race.
I mean, it feels like they're doing 500 laps in some cases, just going round and round. But okay, William Byron, is he newcomer? Old school?
He's a young guy, but he's been driving for quite a few years now. He's Hendrick, Team Hendrick. He's driving the... Oh, is he in the 48 or the 24? I always get them two mixed up. He's...
Well, last
24, yeah, 24. Okay, yeah. So, because Chase Elliott was driving the 24 for a while, but now he's in the number 9 because that was his dad's number. They're all on the same team, Hendrick Motorsports. 48. That's who's 48?
He's in 24.
Yeah.
Yeah.
5 is Kyle Larson. Bowman, that's right, Alex Bowman. Yeah. Bowman, I believe, was actually he was like doing sim racing before he got into NASCAR. Somehow he has like that
No
same story as
kidding.
that Gran Turismo kid. Yeah, he was like doing really well in iRacing, and he got a chance at Hendrix in their Busch car or Xfinity series car, whatever they call it.
No shot. Okay. That's cool. There's been a few stories like that recently. Another well-known one here in the UK. Jimmy Broadbent, I think it is. I got the name correctly. He actually does play Euro Truck Simulator 2 as well. Maybe a few of you have watched his stuff. Jimmy Broadbent, big sim racer, but also plays a lot of other sim games, including American Truck and Euro Truck, and has a truck called Minty. But he actually got a shot. Is he still a racing driver for Praga R1? I think it's the Praga Cup that he races in.
Really?
Here in the UK, yeah. So he went from sim racing into his real life debut, which is really, really cool. So he's driven around some of the most famous racing tracks here in the UK.
Well, we need, we need to check in with Connor sometime, because he's he got his start in American Truck Simulator, and he's gonna be a real life trucker soon.
Yes,
Kinda
we do.
Similar story.
Yeah. I mean, we actually have been wanting to reach out to more people from our community who may have a similar story, and we know there's quite a few people out there, whether there's people in the stream, but if chat, any of you have been inspired by American Truck or Euro Truck Simulator 2 and have wanted to get into trucking and then have gotten into trucking because of it, then we would love to hear your story about it, because if you've come kind of from sim to real life because of it, we would love to share, because we're trying to highlight, actually do quite a few of these kind of like community stories that we want to share with people, and I do definitely need to try in touch with more people like that. So if any of you out there are willing to share your story about how you've kind of gone from the simulator to real life trucking, or maybe even to a different career, but you were inspired by American Truck or Euro Truck Simulator 2 from that, then we'd love to hear from you. You can get in touch with us on social media, or you can send us a whisper here on Twitch or message wherever, because we're looking to kind of highlight more people in our community, because those kind of community stories are really cool to kind of share more about. One like Captain Con and his story, and we've got a few others in the pipeline as well. So but yeah, and if any of you in the chat right now are listening, or anyone on Facebook or on YouTube or on Twitch, then you get in touch. We'd love to hear from you. Love to hear from you. But dang, I need to watch the highlights then of Daytona 500. I missed out on that.
I always love watching the radioactives they do. So they have this like series where they always release like so it's the radio chatter basically from during the race. So you get to hear the drivers kind of getting angry with each other and stuff like that, and the spotters talking to them. So they call it radioactive, and they always post it on their YouTube channel a few days after the race. It's a lot of fun.
I'm definitely have to listen to that, because I actually do listen to a lot of the comms and stuff like that as well, from like Formula 1. The drivers getting really annoyed at like the pit crew or stuff like this, and some of the most iconic moments in racing when you hear them getting angry and stuff like that come
Max
from
Verstappen
that. So
crying because someone has the audacity to be in front of him.
How dare they? So people are asking if we watch Formula 1 as well. I do watch Formula 1. I'm not like the most diehard fan, but I do keep up with it where I can. And they did like a really big show the other day. I don't know if you heard about it, Mark, where they just like rented out the biggest indoor arena in London.
Yeah.
With the O2 Arena, and just like sold seats to this show where all the drivers are going to be there, and they're going to bring all their cars to like show off the new livery on their cars. It was just a livery reveal.
Really?
Just to show what livery they're using that year on the car. And they had like big displays and like performances and everything like that, and it was like, I don't know how I felt about it. It was a bit of a kind of over the top, but it was kind of cool to see the liveries presented in this way, like a big old presentation. It had celebrities and everything as well. So, but yeah, I'm more into the racing and the kind of technical aspect of it. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. I hope Alex supports Alex Albon. I don't actually. I don't.
Who's your driver?
More of a McLaren guy myself. I don't really have a driver. I really just go for the team rather than just one individual driver.
And McLaren being English, of course, that's going to be.
Yeah, I mean, we've got quite a few British teams, So, yeah, I mean, there's a few like based here in the UK. McLaren's the one I go for. So, F1 and IndyCar. I've been meaning to give IndyCar a bit of a try to watch as well. I don't know if you've watched IndyCar at all before, Mark.
No.
No, not your thing. I know a lot of F1 drivers kind of transition sometimes to IndyCar.
Yeah, the open
try
wheel
the
racing
handout.
for me is it's just never. I don't know. It's never really pulled me in, I guess. So F1 or IndyCar, I've just always been off my radar.
The racing in IndyCar is really tight. Yeah, not really much of it. I do want to get to these races in real life at some point. I would love to go to a NASCAR race in real life, because I know the atmosphere is completely different to what you see on the screen, and the noise
absolutely.
and the sound of it, and just even the videos I've seen of people like daring to go near like the barrier where the cars pass, and they just get this rush of air. Just they're holding like a hot dog or a child or something, and just fly out there. It's just gone because of just how fast they're going. It's insane. There is NASCAR Europe. Is there?
Yeah, they have like a European tour.
How does it compare? Do you know?
I have no idea. We were going to go last year to the one in, where is it, Benny? Carlin? Is there a racetrack up there? Carlin?
Euro NASCAR.
Oh, anyways. North of Prague a little bit, or kind of northwest of Prague. They did one of the races there, and we were talking about going, but we just never ended up making it out.
I did not know. Been to several in Northern California. See, I know they probably bring it over here and they try to kind of replicate it, but I don't think it's the same as going to like an iconic track out in the US.
Yeah,
right?
like it's not the same cars even, I don't think. I think the cars are like a little bit different. Same thing like in Canada, we have the Pinty's Canadian Tire Series. NASCAR, and it's not quite the same, you know. Seeing the actual real Cup cars going around the track is like a whole different thing. It's just insane.
I'm assuming you've been to a few races before.
Yeah, I've been to a few races at Michigan International Speedway. That's my like home track, close by to Canada. And I've been to a few at Charlotte.
Okay.
And I almost got to one in Iowa. I was gonna go, but I couldn't find any parking at the truck stop. So, unfortunately, I was gonna like literally park at the truck stop because the Iowa Speedway is right there, near Love's truck stop there. So I was gonna just park there and go see it, but no dice. Other truck drivers already had the same idea.
What would you say is the best way to enjoy a NASCAR race? Because I can't really imagine anyone, or maybe there is, maybe it's hardcore fans that do sit out there and just watch the entire race and just raw dog it, as they say, you know, just focus on it and nothing else.
That's the way to do it. You got to go in the stand with a cooler bag. You're allowed to bring a soft cooler bag in the stands.
Okay.
You fill it up with your choice of beverage, and preferably a giggly beverage. And yeah, you just go up there, enjoy the race. A lot of times, like in the middle of the race, like when me, Betty, and Oscar went to Darlington, right? You know, after we watched like the first 50 to 100 laps, and then we went down, looked at some merchandise, grabbed some food, then we went back up, watched a few more laps, went back down again, then came back up, watched the end of the race. Usually that's kind of how it goes. Usually, I don't think I've ever sat for the entire duration of a race. Usually I kind of go up and down a couple times, wander around. But yeah, definitely the beginning of the race, the stage finishes, and obviously the final finish. You definitely want to be there in your seat for those, though.
Got it. And like, do you have like is it a view anywhere is good? Like all the seats are good? No
It
matter
depends
what?
on the track.
I guess, yeah.
Charlotte, for example, you want to be higher because the track is kind of like a bowl, and the infield is like raised up a little bit. So if you're sitting any lower, you actually can't see the back of the track. So I was there for the inaugural Roval race, which is where they have 3/4 of an oval plus a bit of a road course in the middle. So I was there for the very first running of that when Ryan Blaney won. And I had a nosebleed seat at the very top, and it was perfect because I could see them racing around the infield and everything. I had some friends that were there at the same time, and they were sitting right at the start-finish line, and they couldn't see anything. They could just see them coming in to the first turn and then coming out when they come out of the infield, and that was it.
That sucks.
Yeah. Michigan's really good. Michigan, you can pretty much sit anywhere and pretty well see the whole track. Then Darlington was pretty good. We could see pretty much everything from where we were sitting. Yeah. We were sitting kind of, maybe we were sitting pretty high up. But I think even if you were sitting lower, you still would have had a pretty good view.
And then you get those people that camp in the middle of the track sometimes,
Yeah,
right?
so-
With their big old camper vans, and they have themselves a tailgate party, right?
Yeah,
Pretty
so that's
much,
how
or-
that's how I experienced Michigan for many years.
Oh
was,
man,
we would
that sounds fun.
rent or buy a camper, and
Uh-oh.
well, you know, I was driving pretty fast the whole time. It was the first time.
We were talking about NASCAR, to be fair, so
Yeah.
I think it was on your mind. Just gun it.
But yeah, we would go camp out in the infield in the middle of the racetrack, and spend the whole weekend there. And it's just like a giant tailgate party the whole weekend. It's really calmed down a lot. The tracks really cracked down on the sort of partying that used to go on. But
really?
it used to be an absolute blast. It's still fun, but it's a lot more chilled out.
Aim. A lot
Yeah,
more
they're
tame.
trying to really, cater to the families now, which is stupid, man. It was a lot more fun when it was, more for the drunk adults.
Yeah, I mean the way I see it is kind of like I always see those like tailgate parties at football games and at the NASCAR things. I'm like, that's so cool, man. You can just drive in, pop down like the back of your truck, put it on a grill, put some good food on, have a drink with just people that are there, and just enjoy the atmosphere. Like
Exactly,
just
yeah.
soak it all up, man. And that sounds great.
That's the thing too,
That
is like
sounds
it's always
really
like a
nice.
really good. Oh, I got the camera mirrors. It's always like a really good environment. Like you're just like making random new friends the whole time you're there. Yeah, guys will walk by and be like, "Oh, you guys from Canada?" Because we always have a Canadian flag. We're like, "Yeah." They're like, "Oh, I'll trade you a Canadian beer for an American one or whatever," So
I love that though. I love that. That's really, really cool. Hey, we made the long haul though.
yeah,
Look at
that
this.
was pretty good. What was that, like 900
Heck yeah.
something miles we did?
Yeah,
More
and
than
we're
that.
on the dot 7 p.m. right now. So I'm that to a T.
And I only got one speeding ticket.
You can tell this guy's done it before, chat. He's done it before.
Let's see. Nice.
Nice. Into level 22, made some good money.
Oh, and we
And
level
we got
up.
a skill point.
Maybe just in time.
Where are we
Let's-
gonna put it?
Yeah, that one's lagging a little behind.
Mm-hmm.
Where is career progress, delivery log? Oh no, this is what I want. Statistics. Yeah. So total penalties is 20.
The last 2 weeks, that is, mind you.
$17,000 in penalties.
In the
Oh,
last
man.
2 weeks.
No wrong way. Okay, take that,
No,
Peter.
no.
A lot of red light violations. When were we getting those?
Some point.
5 crashes. Ooh. Okay, all right. Delivered 2 million pounds of cargo.
Impressive.
And let's
Everything's
check.
going good.
So how much money do we have in the bank now? We got $107,000 in the bank. Nice. Where are drivers at? Because they made a little bit of money while we were gone too, right? Because we were
were they?
sleeping and stuff like that. Yeah. So what am I looking for? Driver manager.
An invite on a red is a lottery. Yeah, I guess it can be sometimes. Especially if you forget your signal. That's where you get caught out. You have to be signaling. On duty, stop to rest, stop to rest. Quite a few of them sleeping right now. San Francisco.
How come these guys are getting such worse loads? Like only 864 per mile.
Is it because of their rating or something?
26, I
Or
don't know. Yeah, maybe we're gonna have to do some layoffs.
whip them into shape? You can, because you've got them on the training policy right there on the left. You can adjust those as well.
Yeah, we got
just underneath their
them
name, yeah.
on long
Balance, hands,
distance because
cargo.
that's usually like the most profitable thing.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Let's do some management on the next one then.
Well, let's maybe.
You gonna have a look at another driver?
I was kind of curious if we have any higher level drivers available for hire, but it looks like
Who
just
let Pierre take that photo, man? Who's that?
was that?
Who let Pierre who let him
Jeez.
pose like that in the photo? Looks very friendly. Yes.
Oh, we got Chenda here. We could hire
You got Chenda, yeah.
Corey T. Is that his real name?
No, I think that gives them a random name, doesn't it? Next to the photo, kind of just generates a random
Is that what it
driver
does?
profile. I'm pretty sure, right?
No, because it's got Carl as the right.
Has it?
Yeah,
Oh, maybe
and
it is then.
Christina as well. Yeah, Colby.
I've always just known him as Chenda, so I would just assume Chenda.
Eh. No,
You not?
you should be Jerry. I'm gonna bribe somebody to make sure you're called Jerry. Jerry, no,
Just
yeah, Jerry
just
B.
call him
Okay, yeah,
just call him Baconator. Let's put that in.
Baconator.
Wendy's B. So we'll call it. All right, good stuff. Well, that was a fun drive. That was a fun drive. I enjoyed
Yeah.
that. Yeah, good chat and drive and chat. We hope you enjoyed it as well. But unfortunately, time has come to a close pretty quickly here on episode 48 of our Let's Play. Of course, if you want to catch up with all of our previous episodes that we played, you can do so by going to our YouTube channel. A lot of you are watching from there right now. YouTube.com/SCS Software. You can find all of the VODs there to watch anytime. Lovely playlist as well. But yeah, good progress today, Mark. Appreciate you being out here today.
Yeah, it was always a pleasure to be here with you guys and with you, Alex.
Yeah, no, it's always a lot of fun, and definitely we'll be back for more streams in the near future as well. Big thanks to Benny as well, behind the scenes running things all smoothly for us, and of course to all of you chat on our Facebook, on our Twitch, and on our YouTube as well. Yeah, we love that beard as well. But
Alex,
before we
talking
go,
about going gray, and it's true. I got that gray stripe coming in.
I think it suits you, man.
Oh, thank you.
Fashionable. It's the fashion these days. But yeah, chat. If you're watching on Twitch, we're gonna raid somebody on Twitch. Found somebody here who's doing some convoy in American Truck Simulator. They call themselves the Aging Gamers. So that's who we are. We're gonna go give them a little bit of love as they're doing some convoying in ATS. But for the rest of you, we hope you have yourselves a wonderful rest of your evening, and we'll probably catch you again next week at some point for another stream. So we hope you have yourselves a good weekend. Be sure to keep an eye on our blog for all the latest news. But until then, keep on trucking, everybody. Take care. Bye.
See you.